Hey folks, only me again. I am back with another track guide, and we are at Aragon, a brand new track to the iRacing service, a track that I've never driven. And oh boy, what a taxing track it is. It's very technical, it's very demanding, but it's actually really satisfying when you do get it all right. If you find this video useful, give it a like. Please do subscribe and hit that little bell if you want to see more of this kind of thing. You'll get notified when I release a new video or I go live. I race live on YouTube here a couple of times a week, Thursday and Sunday. So if you get a chance, stop by and say hi. You can download my setup, my ghost car, and my replay file from findingspeed.com/track guides. And if you really want to delve into the data, just click that join button below and you'll see the perks associated with being a YouTube channel member. And one of them I think is pretty neat. You can join my virtual racing school team where you can see all of my telemetry, get access to all my files, and also compare your laps to mine, every corner, every millisecond on the track, in a web browser. It's very straightforward to do, and it's very rewarding in terms of finding time and seeing what people are doing different to you. So if that's of interest, hit that join button and check it out. Best of luck, guys. I hope it goes really well. Let us know how you're getting on in the comments below. And if I don't see you before, hopefully I'll see you on the track. Cheers. Okay guys, here's my breakdown of the 157.540 here at Aragon. You can download my setup, my ghost car, and my replay file from findingspeed.com/track guides. So the weather conditions are correct for this week. We've got full race fuel and we're just approaching turn one. And we can see the boards on the right. We're right by the 150 board or 100 board ahead. And you can see those little white lines on the track that correspond to those boards. We are going to brake about a car length before the 100 board. And we're going to bring the car down to third. Keep the car out wide initially. And then after the last white line, we are trailing right in very tight to this little red and white no cut block here. Absolutely deadly, these little fellas. Get the car on that and you're going to destroy it basically, and certainly destroy your lap. So what we want to do is really trail in tight, get really close to the inside here, cut off onto the green as much as we can, and then provided that we've slowed the car enough, we can get pretty aggressive on the accelerator on exit there. The car's okay out this wide. We do have a right hand turn coming up, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift the car slightly over to the left, create a bit of space for ourselves here to turn back in, and we really do need to get right on the green stuff here. You're going to spend as much time on the green stuff as you are on the track here at Aragon. The way the track limit works basically mean that as long as you've got a pair of wheels on the actual curb itself, then the rest of the car can be wherever you want. So we're coming out nice and wide here, all the way over, and then just as these cones start on the left hand side, we're just going to give a little lift as we turn in, so that we can bring ourselves nice and tight to this anti-cut on the inside without touching it. They really do throw the car. And then we're back out to the right again. And we've got a left-hander here leading to a very deep braking zone. So what we want to do is make sure that we're exiting towards the end of the curb, right in as close to the grass as we can get. And then we're just going to straighten up and brake to the outside very heavily down to second gear, and then turning in at the end of the curb. As we trail out of the brake, the more that we come out of the brake, the more we can come into the steering angle. And then for a lot of the corners here where we've got these red sausage curbs, obviously we don't want to mount those curbs, but what we do want to do is we want to attack this back end of these curbs. So we're taking late apexes a lot around this track, and that allows us to get on the gas a little bit earlier, build up a little bit more aggressively. So we've got a track out now to the outside of the track, and we can see again we've got these little white lines here to denote sort of braking markers. We're going to brake about a car length before this last one, and we're going to come down to second, and again we're trailing in nice and deep. You do need a good trail brake in the Ferrari here this week. If you dump the brake too quickly, the car's just going to turn in on itself. So you do need to make sure you're trailing in, keep that rear in check. And again, we're attacking the last part of the curb with a late apex, close to the sausage curb. And we're going to build up the accelerator a little bit more steadily on this particular corner, just because the exit is a lot tighter than many. So it's easy to run out of track there. We're keeping the car over to the left. There's the 50 board and the line to denote the 50. Again, a car length before we're going to start braking really heavily. Down to second once again. Turning in before the end of the curb. Attacking the back of the sausage curb again. But this time we're just going to give a little squirt on the accelerator. Let the car settle just to the right of mid-track we are basically. And we're going to brake reasonably lightly. We're only about 30% braking here, just for a very brief period to help the car come back in towards the inside. We want to be on the curb at this point. It's very important. And then we're out of the brake, and that little gap between out of the brake and in the gas just really helped the car rotate a little bit more. It's a very, very tight turn, this. And if you want to be able to carry some speed, you need to go light on the brakes, but you probably do need to wait on the accelerator. Obviously, as soon as you get on the gas, the car's going to naturally understeer. That's just the nature of it. So that little pause on the gas is really going to help let the car turn in so that we can keep our left-hand wheels on this curb. And then we're going to follow the curb, end of the curb in, and really aggressively attack the inside curb. If we don't here, we're just going to run out of track on exit. And if you go too far, you're going to get a slowdown. So you have to really, really gun it onto the inside there. Now we've kept the car mid-track here. Basically, we've got another turn coming up. We need to be on the outside. There's no point getting tight to the inside there. So, you know, shortest route to the outside of the track. And then again, car length before this last white line, right where the curb starts. We're going to brake heavily. And we're going to get ourselves down to second just before the end of the curb. We're turning in. We're trailing out of the brakes. We're attacking the second half of this sausage curb again. And you can actually carry quite a lot more speed around this corner than you think initially. So try and come out the brakes a little bit quicker, trying to get in the gas a little bit sooner than on previous corners, because it's a nice forgiving exit. And then we need to create that separation again. We've got quite a tight right here. Now I lifted here, and I think that's the right thing to do. Technically you can do it flat, but this is quite a deep curb. So if you mount it at full power with quite hard steering, there's a good chance you're going to lose traction. So just a little lift here really helps keep the car stable, keep it under control. And then before you've got time to think, we're up to one of the trickiest corners on the track, and we're going to brake just before these cones start, and we've tilted the car slightly into the inside. We're coming into the corner a little bit in the braking zone, so we're braking pretty heavily. We're up to about 60% brake there, and we're still facing in, and again we're attacking the back edge of this sausage curb. We're in second gear. We're very, very gently just giving a bit of gas here, and then we're releasing to get the car out onto the outside of the track, and then just this tiniest bit of brake to help the car turn in. Basically what we've got here is we've got an exit onto the longest straight on the track. We need to carry a lot of speed around here, and it's quite hard to do while avoiding this horrible anti-cut brick here, which is going to throw the car in the air if we hit it. So we really need to work on that line where we're sacrificing the first corner. We're getting out nice and wide on the second part of the chicane so that we can really toss the car in, get on the gas early, so we can really break out of that corner with a good head of steam to carry us down the back straight. So we're keeping the car over to the right hand side. Hopefully we're in a position where we can really do some overtakes on the straight, and then we're looking for the change in the curb, and then as the new curb starts again, just before, we're going to absolutely weigh the anchors. We're going to come down through the gears as quickly as we can to create some engine braking and keeping the car as far over the right as we dare. And then just before the curb ends, we're going to start turning the car quite vigorously. We want to start really peeling out the brakes, try and generate as much rotation in the car as we can without breaking traction. And then we need to be tight at this point and releasing the brake, so the car will just turn. And then again, we've got that pause between the end of braking and the beginning of acceleration so that we can just get the car to spin around on itself a little bit. And then we're building up reasonably gradually back out to the left to create some separation for this horrible little right-hander, which really does catch you out. And I found the quickest way for me to do this is actually to cut off this curb and just lift ever so slightly. So a little lift just to keep the car happy, and then back on the accelerator once the car's landed, and then we can cut this left, leading back onto the front straight to complete our 157.540 here at Aragon in the Ferrari. Hell of a taxing track this. It's really taken me a while to drum it in. There's definitely a lot more time on the table. I have done laps 3 or so tenths quicker. There's definitely more time there, but the off tracks are aplenty, and the one lap that I did that was quicker than this, that was clean, just was a very untidy, messy lap that I wouldn't want to present here. So there we go. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you do really well here, and for those of you still hanging around to the bitter end, I thank you very much for supporting the channel. If you want to get access to my VRS team, so you can see all my telemetry, get hold of all my files really easily, click that join button below, have a look at all the perks, and if it's of interest, give it a go and see how it goes. And that all that's left to say is thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.